The humid summer night wrapped itself around Maryland as fans packed into the open-air stadium for another unforgettable stop on Kendrick Lamar and SZA's Grand National Tour. The June air hummed with anticipation and a slight edge of electricity, the kind that clings to moments before they turn historic. It was one of those nights where the boundaries between artist and audience blurred, where the music wasn't just performed, it was felt, it was lived, it was shared in real time by thousands of voices moving in sync beneath the stars. Welcome to Celebrity Rap Life, where the red carpets never roll up and the spotlight never fades. The rewards are legendary. Because in celebrity rap life, every downfall can become a comeback, and every headline tells a deeper story. Hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a second of what's coming next. Fans arrived in droves hours before the opening note, the sprawling lines snaking around the venue as the sun began its slow descent behind the skyline of Washington, D.C., not far from where this Maryland show was set to unfold. This wasn't just another date on the tour calendar. The DMV area had always shown a different kind of love for Kendrick Lamar. The city streets of D.C. and the surrounding communities in Maryland and Virginia had embraced him from early on, resonating with the social commentary, the urgency, and the poetry in his music. The energy tonight seemed to suggest the fans knew this was going to be one for the books. As the lights dimmed and the stage erupted into life, the crowd roared, drowning out even the thundering bass of the opening track. Kendrick emerged from the shadows with commanding presence, dressed in understated fashion, yet towering in charisma. Without uttering a word, he held the audience in the palm of his hand, the familiar opening notes of DNA cascading over the speakers. The first words from his mouth were met with such thunderous cheers that they nearly swallowed the verse whole. The set list, crafted with intention and finesse, moved through chapters of Kendrick's career. From the visceral energy of Mad City to the anthemic Alright, each track unfolded like an entry in a living memoir. Midway through the set, during a transition into Love, a moment of pure humanity occurred that no one in the audience would soon forget. During a brief pause between songs, a young fan from the front rows reached upward, holding a bouquet of flowers. The fan's outstretched arms trembled slightly with adrenaline and awe. Kendrick noticed, took a step forward, and gently accepted the bouquet, the expression on his face softening into a wide, appreciative smile. The arena seemed to collectively exhale, cameras flashing as the moment unfolded. What made it unforgettable was that Kendrick didn't just take the flowers and set them aside. He held on to them. Throughout the remainder of his set, song after song, Kendrick performed with the bouquet in one hand or tucked securely nearby. It was a subtle yet profound gesture, one that spoke volumes about gratitude, humility, and the shared love between an artist and those who support him. As Kendrick's portion of the night neared its climax, the atmosphere shifted seamlessly into SZA's set. The mood transformed as her soulful vocals filled the air, drawing fans deeper into the emotional layers of the evening. Dressed in a flowing outfit that shimmered beneath the stage lights, SZA moved gracefully from track to track, her voice soaring on Drew Barrymore, then sinking into delicate vulnerability on Snooze. The crowd swayed, entranced, fully absorbed in her world. As the opening chords to All the Stars began, the crowd's cheers reached a new crescendo. The collaborative hit between Kendrick and SZA has long been more than just a song to fans. It's an anthem, a celebration of resilience and beauty that has only grown in significance over time. When Kendrick returned to the stage to perform it with her, the energy in the stadium became electric once again. The performance ended to rapturous applause, but then SZA took a moment to pause. The emotion on her face was clear, her eyes shimmering under the spotlight. Fighting back tears, she turned toward Kendrick, her voice trembling but sincere. "He put me onto the biggest moment of my life," she said softly into the microphone, her gaze lingering on Kendrick, who stood beside her with a modest smile. "This is also the biggest moment of my life. I'm so thankful, and I'm so thankful to y'all." Her voice broke slightly at the end of her words. Kendrick, never one for showy displays, stepped forward and pulled her into a genuine embrace. The crowd erupted, the shared emotion spilling outward. The hug spoke louder than any words could, a moment of mutual respect, friendship, and deep gratitude between two artists who had journeyed together, through career highs and personal milestones alike. Offstage that night was another notable presence, Ari Lennox, the beloved soul singer from Washington, D.C., known for her rich vocals and grounded authenticity. She had come out to show support, spotted in the VIP section as she vibed to the performances alongside other artists and close friends of Kendrick and SZA. Her attendance underscored the importance of the DMV stop on this tour. This was a night the local community turned out in force to witness. When Kendrick returned for the encore, the energy in the stadium was undiminished. The crowd, as if sensing this was the final stretch, began to chant with rising intensity, "We want more! We want more!" Their voices grew louder, more unified, filling the open night air after Kendrick's explosive performance of Not Like Us. That particular track, already infamous for its biting lyrical content and chart-topping success in the wake of Kendrick's ongoing feud with Drake, had driven the crowd into a frenzy earlier in the night. Now, even after such a charged rendition, the Maryland and Washington fans weren't ready to let it go. They wanted more fire, more truth, more of the raw power Kendrick had delivered throughout the set. With a knowing grin, Kendrick addressed the crowd briefly, promising that this wouldn't be the last time he and SZA returned to the DMV. The audience responded with deafening cheers, fully aware that they had just witnessed a night destined to live on in tour lore. For Kendrick, the Grand National Tour had become more than just a vehicle to showcase the new music and classics alike. It had grown into a series of communal experiences, a space where moments of unexpected tenderness, fierce pride, and pure artistry collided night after night. Each city brought its own flavor, but tonight in Maryland, the air buzzed with something extra. A gratitude, a connectedness, a shared understanding between artist and audience. As the final notes rang out and the stage lights dimmed, fans slowly filed out of the venue beneath the warm summer sky, their voices echoing the refrains they had sung at the top of their lungs only moments before. Conversations buzzed in the parking lots and train stations. The night was one of those rare concert experiences where even as it ended, it somehow felt bigger than the songs, bigger than the rivalry headlines, bigger than the accolades. It was a reminder of why live music matters. Why seeing these songs performed, feeling them in your chest as thousands around you do the same, is an irreplaceable human experience. Why fans travel miles and stand in lines and scream until they lose their voices. Because sometimes, on nights like this one in Maryland, the music becomes more than sound, it becomes memory. It becomes history. And for those lucky enough to be there, it becomes part of who they are. And as Kendrick Lamar walked off that stage still holding that bouquet of flowers, the symbolism was clear. Sometimes it's the smallest gestures that say the most. A superstar who never forgets where he comes from. An artist who sees and acknowledges the people who lift him up. A man whose music continues to define an era, and who, on this night, gave the DMV everything they are and SZA's Grand National Tour. The June air hummed with anticipation and a slight edge of electricity, the kind that clings to moments before they turn historic. Asked for, and then some. This story is far from over, and the truth is still unfolding. I want to hear what you think. Drop your take in the comments. And if you don't want to miss the next twist, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a second of what's coming next.